What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Come on in, you guys. Listen, there's been so much happening. I have been like in a mad race, but I am happy that I'm able to get on with y'all and talk about the latest Martell Holt being arrested. What is up? What is up? Hey, everybody, come on in. Come on in. Good evening. Thank you to all of my mods who have jumped on here with me last minute, you guys. We are talking about Martell Holt. I was actually speaking with a lawyer to get a little bit more information for you guys, because I know that it has been, just a little in the air about what he went to jail for, what he has been arrested for. So that is why it took me a little bit longer than expected. I also jumped on with Jay, the makeup artist, Melody's makeup artist, to see if he had any details. And he said, I have nothing for you guys. I tried to sneak in there. He was like, hey, DYANAROZAY. I was like, hey, Jay, listen, what's going on? He said, I have no information for you guys. So, but I did find out some things. So you guys come on in, okay? Hey, Gloria from St. Louis. Hey, Annette, come on in, come on in. And we are going to get started. I'm just letting a few more people join us, but I see 308 of you are on right now. I appreciate that. Appreciate all of you guys for joining me on this Tuesday. We are still in the new year. Y'all remember just last week I did a video talking about Martell with that threatening ass post that him and his baby mama put on Carlos King's IG page, right? And I said, most of the time, most people, they are manifesting what they'd like to happen for the new year. Martell's new year is starting off like trash, okay? He has already, he posted that damn resignation letter on Monday, right? He has the, I guess, birthday party at the Cheesecake Factory. And Tuesday, today, he has been arrested and released, it looks like. But y'all, listen, I'm telling you, you got to be careful what you prophesize, period. Y'all remember this video? Hold on. Let me play it again.
Thing is, you definitely was gonna be at home, but the thing is, I'm supposed to be incarcerated right now.
Uh-huh. Thing is, you're supposed to be at home and I'm supposed to be incarcerated right now. Well, sir, you got your damn wish. That was from earlier this year. Okay. The mugshot has not been removed. I actually went on. Here is the actual website. You can see his brother, Montez Dewan, Montez Dewan Holt, and then Martell right beside him, child, family right beside him. So I'm going to read you guys some charges and I'm going to let you guys know what I think is going on. I should say that this was all alleged. When it looks like social media had gotten a hold of the information, it was already reporting as a zero bond amount, which means that it was already paid, from what I could tell. So it looked like it had already been paid when we got a hold of it. I turned around. I had put my phone down to bring groceries into the house. And when I went to pick my phone back up, there was like 20 messages. People were sending messages from everywhere. So thank you to everybody who reached out to me to give me this information. From there, I just kind of went looking for information, what it could have been, right? What it could have been in regards to charges. So let me get this posted up for you guys. I know a lot of y'all have stuff to say, and I do want you to come up and talk about it, right? Let me put up my banner too, just to make sure that we are all on the same page with what we're discussing here. We have a reality TV show that we watch. Martell Holt is a part of that reality TV show. So reality TV, pop culture. We're going to have a conversation that's for entertainment purposes only. All opinions, comments are alleged, okay? All comments are alleged and opinion. The bottom line is we are having a discussion about someone that we see on our TV damn near, I don't know, every day of the year, to be exact, okay? Let's see. Love Jazz said that She does not think, she said, I think it's a zero bond, meaning that they didn't have to pay. Okay, so didn't have to pay. So the person that I had spoken to was in another state, and they actually, the lawyer that I spoke to was in another state, and they actually did just a little bit of investigation. They couldn't get, a whole lot because they don't work in Alabama, but they gave me a little bit of information. I'm gonna catch you guys up on that, okay? But basically, it is domestic violence in the third degree. A person commits the crime of domestic violence in the third degree if he or she commits a crime of harassing communications and the victim is a current or a former spouse, parent, child, or any person with whom the defendant has a child in common, present or former household member. A person who has either a dating relationship with the defendant can also be considered a domestic violence victim. Okay. So just an FYI, that could be whoever he's been in a relationship with, past or present, wife or not, right? Wife or ex-wife. We all know that Melody had communicated to her fan base. I think that was back in May. She did that Day of Revelation post where she said, listen, this is a matter for my lawyer. She had talked to everybody about the revenge P. She said that that was a matter for her lawyer, that she was not going to discuss it again after that. She pretty much kept her word on it. We have not heard her give any updates on that up to this very moment, right? What else has been said? We know that Carson had come out and shared a little bit of some stuff. We also know that I believe it was Original Straight No Chaser had dropped some audio. And right after audio was dropped, where you could overhear Martell's baby mama, Ariane, saying, yeah, Martell had a tape and he intended to post it, gave the whole caper, right? Intended to post it on this, made up IG page and pretend like it was another man and blah, 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 blah. So she had put all of that information out there into the atmosphere from that phone call. And then we remember Melody going on to her IG and, her and her family actually were like dancing and singing and saying, you're about to go to jail. Basically, like, you're about to go to jail. It was, again, just information that was sent over to the lawyer. We were assuming that that was what she was singing about. She didn't say. She just was dancing around saying, baby, it's done. Okay. So after that, you guys, we got this scene that came up in the Houston trip, season 6, where Martell makes an announcement to everybody that had went on the trip when they were in Houston. Yes, DMV, correct. So just so you're aware, I'm reading the charges off, but any type of threatening text messages, any type of threatening telecommunications could also be considered, could also fall under this. According to the lawyer, I specifically asked, would that revenge P, any type of revenge P tape be a separate charge? And they said, no, that would all fall under the same charge. They also said that, so let me get back to what I was saying. So Martell brings up that Melody tried to send him to jail to the cast when they were in Houston. A lot of you remember that. He's yelling, screaming at the top of his lungs. I think he's talking to Nell, and he makes a comment, but no one followed up on him, or at least they edited it so that it was just, him saying it out loud and disappearing. But y'all, according to the person I spoke to tonight, they said that revenge P could fall under this. They said that it was also, let me get the exact language for y'all, because I asked if it would be considered a misdemeanor or a felony. They said that it could take as long as 2 years for an arrest to have been made, because I know a lot of you have been asking, why did it take so long for the cops to, arrest Martell? If it was for this, right? Because we don't know for sure. It has not come out what those charges were for exactly. But I said, is it possible if this happened 2 years ago that an arrest would be made right now in 2024? And This person said yes, 2 years if it was considered misdemeanor, and up to 6 years, an arrest can still be made for felony charges. Okay, now with all that being said, I have this piece of paper up here. So let me finish reading that. And then I'll bring you guys up. Anyways, it says that to convict, the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that each of the following elements have been met. Okay. And they basically said it is harassing communications. And then it says that the victim was a current or former spouse of the defendant, a parent of the defendant, child of the defendant, person with whom the defendant had a child in common, a present or former household member of the defendant, or a person who has had a dating relationship with the defendant. So all of these things must be true, okay, in order for the state to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that these are part of the elements. Then it says that a dating relationship is a significant relationship or romantic or of a romantic or intimate nature. So they're given basically the definition for that. And right now, as you guys are all aware, yeah, it says that he's out already. And they said that because of his status, when I spoke to the lawyer, he said because of his status, because he does have some sort of celebrity, that he probably would be released right after the arrest so that he wouldn't be in there for long. They absolutely said that. And just by the way, his mugshot is still on the Madison County Sheriff's website. So all you have to do is type in the name Holt, and both Martell's brother's name or brother's mugshot and Martell's mugshot will pop up. Okay. So thank you everyone who is on and watching, 796 of you. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Okay. And I will drop a link in a little bit. I just want to give y'all some additional details so that we can chit chat about it. Okay. So they also sent this communication to me. Again, a lawyer that I had spoke to in another state said that Alabama actually has a domestic violence and harassing communication section. They give me the section called 13A-6-132A. And it said that if a person commits a crime of a harassment, persuasion, and the victim is a current or former spouse, if the person commits a crime of harassment or has the intent to harass, annoy, or alarm another, if he kicks, shoves, strikes another, touches another, subjects them to physical contact. So basically they're describing it. It could be simply just the harassment of another. It could be the physical attack of another. It could be abusive language, obscene gestures to another. It also says that this is all considered a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail and a $6,000 fine. Okay. That's assuming he doesn't have any prior violations of domestic violence. So if he's never had any prior violations of domestic violence, then he could get up to a year in jail with a $6,000 fine. And then hold on. If he's done something within the last 12 months and this charge came into play, then the jail sentence could be even higher. That is what they are saying here. So come on in, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to read through some of your comments right now. Okay, Martell Holt has bonded out of jail. I said bonded, but actually some of you who are a little more knowledgeable in the comments said that zero bond amount means that he went in and he was released. So it did not look like he had to pay anything, but he was arrested. Okay, they did find reasonable enough cause to arrest. So he can get 1 year in jail is what the attorney I spoke to said. Okay. Let's see. I just went to the Madison County Sheriff's site and it does not come up. So here is what I see. So I'm going to This is the website you guys are looking at right there. I'm going to just put in another name. I'm going to put in Smith. That's pretty. So here's what you see with Smith. Now I'm going to put in Holt. And when I put in Holt last name, both Martell's brother and Martell pops up. So if you guys are putting in Martell first, then you will not see it. If you put in just Holt, you will see it. Okay. Let's see. Nola said, yes, Diana. Someone said that it could be or a bond, possibly because of his celebrity status. That's what I was told. Because of his celebrity status, that he probably would not have to stay very long. So that's what I got. Okay. The T will be in the court documents. Okay. Y'all know that just a couple of months ago, I think that may have been in April, actually, when everyone was trying to find out if Martell had been arrested that Friday. The next day, that's when he made this crazy video, right? Let me take this down. That's when he made the video where he said,
You definitely was gonna be at home, but the thing is, I'm supposed to be incarcerated right now.
okay, he did that little video. Well, everybody's been trying to figure out if it's possible that he knows someone in the jail system that could pull his information down so that it's not visible to the public, things like that. So it looks like his information is still in the system right now, right? Information still in the system right now. Whether or not it is for his current baby mama, whether it is possibly alleged revenge P, or somebody else that he was fooling around with. All we know is at this moment, it looked like he is in trouble for harassing someone, domestic violence, third harassing communications. And it had to do with something he had done with over the phone, text message, email, anything like that. It was communications. Now we know the one communication thing that he did where we were alerted to it back in August of 2022. And then, okay, in 2023, after Carson Blue had showed up on the show, everybody figured out who she was. She talked about it. Okay, court distribution, court disposition used to say act for active. Now it says CLOS for close. What is court disposition? Let's see. Let's see if we can find it, child. Thank you. Hold on. Court disposition. Active. ACT, active. Look at you, Love Jazz. Love Jazz be coming through. It is an active case still and right now. Okay. So that's what we need to know. Anyway, I am going to drop this link. Okay. Dropping the link right now. Yes, if you guys put in Holt first, you will definitely see it. It is still up. And I'm going to envy. I'm pinning the join link right now. And then you guys can come up if you'd like to talk about it a little bit. Let me know your thoughts, okay? Ooh, this is scrolling fast all of a sudden, child. All right. But Martell Holt has now been and says A, no bond or zero bond means that no bond or bail has been set for the defendant. A judge may not have had a chance to set bond, or a judge has determined that a bond should not be set. And this is coming from Rick He. Hey, Rick He, I appreciate it. And listen, thank you, okay? Thank you for all the blessings that you have been sending to me. I recognize your name, okay? I appreciate you for that. Hey, Chow, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Diana?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Ricky, how are you? Oh, I can't hear you. So if you're not coming up, it could be that your mic needs to. Oh, he dropped back down. Okay, come back up when you get a chance. Okay, hey, God bless.
Hi, how you doing? First time on your show, so great show. How you
Thank you.
doing?
I'm
Um,
good.
may
Hold
I
on.
ask oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm gonna have Bad Apple go first because she came up first, and then
Okay,
I'll move to you. Okay, but I appreciate you coming up. Just give us one moment.
thank you.
Okay. Hey, Bad Apple. What are your thoughts,
Hey,
honey?
Diana.
Honey
When
bunny.
karma rains, baby, karma pours.
Child.
He is now. It is so January is the month of the gift of karma for Martell because you know what? I believe in my heart and I believe it in my mind that he is getting fired, that he may have been fired or that he is getting fired. And getting fired and going to jail all in the same month
Oh my God.
is epic. It's epic karma.
If you could see Bad Apple's face right now.
Listen, I literally said, oh my God. Um, I, I honestly, if y'all listen to my video from Monday, I was like, who does this? Who is setting their new year off like this? Okay. It was crazy, but yeah,
In
between
your birthday month of all.
your birthday month.
Hey, LaDawn.
I'm ashamed because my birthday's tomorrow. He ain't the right side of the
Oh no.
Capricorn. I'm so ashamed.
Listen, y'all love
He
to come up
is,
here like they don't represent the Capricorns, they don't represent the Libras. Child.
listen, Martell is getting the gift that keeps on giving this month. I mean, listen, I hope to God that this is a result of the Revenge P um charges that Melody pressed. I really, really do. And I hope this will help her to get custody of her kids, like get primary custody, because he really is a horrible influence. Like watching those kids at that birthday dinner with him, I felt so bad for those children. You could look at them and tell they were not happy, like they did not feel, they were not filled with joy. And then on the flip side, you saw them with their mom at Troy's birthday celebration, and they were just, especially Tank. I mean, them kids were having a good old time, and they are so happy when they're with their mom. They
Mm.
really are. And I really feel like I'm hoping whatever this is, that Mel is able to use it to put pressure on the family court system to give her kids. That's
Okay.
all I really wanted to say.
So let me make a correction, please, because I saw that Ivy League had posted that hit Martell's actually says close. So I went back to the website. Let me put that back up. Sorry about that. I read that wrong. If you look at the website, let me take this down. She said court deposition states closed while his brother says active. So ACT stands for court deposition active. And then when you look right to the side of that, Martell says court deposition closed. Okay. So that means it is closed. Listen, I'm not as familiar with that part.
I
If
think
there
a
is,
deposition, wait a minute, sorry, Diana. I think
that's
a
okay.
deposition is just when you go in a room and have a you do your sworn oath statement on what your defense is.
Okay.
That's what a deposition is, a sworn
Okay.
deposition. So
Okay.
maybe they mean that he did that part.
Okay.
But you could
Okay.
look up the word. That's what it means.
Yeah, if someone could look that up, Nola is good. Nola, Honey Bunny, if you are listening, I don't know if you are still on my page. Please look up what active court disposition mean and close court disposition means. Okay,
Disposition or deposition?
excuse me. It should be disposition. DISPOS Tion. A sworn statement is a deposition. What does disposition mean? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Nola. I see that you said okay. So someone said close may mean he was released. So we're going to get a correct statement for that in just a minute. Okay. Nola
Closed
is
disposition means it is used as an assignment code for cases that do not require any follow-up. This
cases.
disposition is used to close cases only after assigned officers to the case have completed all casework.
Okay. Okay. Listen. So if the case is officially over, okay, picked up, arrested, and released. Okay, with zero bond. So and this was for a domestic violence third harassing communication. So y'all, did he just take the wind out of our sails?
No, because it's a paper trail, and
a
that
paper
just
trail, okay.
means that the bigger one is still yet to come.
The bigger one is still yet to come. Okay, so I see some people. I want to make sure that I get this right. I don't want people to leave my page and have one frame of thought and then get to someone else's page and it's like, oh, that damn Dyana, she done screwed some things up. Well, listen, when I was on the phone with the lawyer, when I realized that he had been released, I had already hung up with them. So Kevin is saying used later for discovery. It could have been something where we know that we have to figure out why he was arrested. We need to know what that part was actually for. And then there are other people who are saying that it got to be coleslaw. That's what people are saying, that it must have been coleslaw that got him in there. We haven't heard anything from anybody else's camp. Okay. No one else's camp. All right. Let me see. Love Jazz is.
Listen, let me add this. Disposition is the outcome of a misdemeanor that leads to a person's arrest or prosecution. In contrast, sentencing is the punishment for the person who's found guilty. Hence, a criminal disposition may lead to sentencing, but the reverse doesn't apply. So,
okay,
he can still be sentenced.
He could still be. Okay. So we're going to give more information, but I just wanted y'all to come up and just share your thoughts. Happy birthday, LaDawn, by the way. That should have been like what I said immediately when you said your birthday was tomorrow. But happy birthday to you, child.
Yes, happy birthday, LaDawn. And I'm going to drop back down in the chat. Thank you, Dyana.
I appreciate you, girl. Come up anytime. Okay. What's up? God bless. What are your thoughts where we are right now and all of this that is going down?
Well, let me say this. I know it's terrible to feel giddy, cheerful for someone to get arrested, but I was like I won the lottery, at least $5,000 lottery. I was happy. I have to admit. But my question is this: my fear is this: people like Martell, who has a violent nature, a tendency, this may even trigger him more. And my fear is that this man, who I think is now emotionally mature, like some type of intellectual capacity to understand things, he's going to hurt someone even more. Now, I don't know if it's going to be coleslaw. I don't know if it's going to be his children or Melody, but I think this is going to be a trigger for this man. I don't think this is going to tame him. I think that this man feels like he has, on his last $20, he got arrested. He got embarrassed because all the bloggers are pretty much laughing at him. And I don't blame our excitement, but I'm really afraid for Coleslaw, because Coleslaw, at the end of the day, she's his lapdog. So he can't get to Melody as much as he wanted to, and I think he's been physically abusive, allegedly. I think he's been physically abusive to Melody and emotionally. This man cannot tame his emotions. This man's on national TV and jumping in a woman's face in her mid-60s, Miss Now, or 50s. So if he can't control himself there, this guy, Coleslaw, I hope that she has running shoes. I hope she's running today.
Well, he comes across differently to different people. I'm gonna say that we all know that, right?
Yeah.
That different people have different they have different experiences with him. You know, Sheree hasn't said a bad word about him. Like, you know, I've never seen that side of him. I love him. You know, but she didn't say it, she loved him, but that he was a great guy. We all know that that was a phony baloney relationship. But like a Kimmi or whomever, Letitia, what the audience sees with, you know, on the hour show that we get once a week, there are other people who don't see that in Martell. AC herself has said that in these phone calls that we've overheard. He's never done that to me. I don't know why people want him to do that to me. I've never experienced that. He's a good guy. That's what a lot of
And I
people.
don't want to put that in the atmosphere. I hope rules. I don't want to put that in the atmosphere. I really don't. I just, when I heard it at first, I was giddy, like, oh, great that he's locked up. But my fear, I was like praying that this guy does not do anything dangerous, because when a man's pushed to a point in his mind, things can become ugly. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to put that in the atmosphere, but I am afraid of what he is capable of. And I think sometimes Coleslaw kind of fibs to make herself seem like the bad chick. This man acts like a hula. I'm sorry. He may wear a nice suit, but he acts like a hula. So I believe that he acts like a hula even behind the cameras.
Okay. I'm sorry for laughing. It's just been a long time since I've heard the word hoodlum. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm showing my age.
no, you're fine. I haven't heard it in such a long time. It took me by surprise. So yes, go ahead. Go ahead and share your thoughts. So go ahead.
No, that's all. I just wanted to say that I hope this also helped his mom to see that he needs help. You have two children, adult men, who's in the system.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Y'all know, like, again, everybody who watches the show, I'm going to call y'all super fans because y'all been with the show for a long time. Y'all follow platform to platform to watch the show. We watched something really interesting with Martell and his story, like from the very beginning, him sharing that his dad had been in jail for, I don't know, what was it, 30 years, some crazy amount of time. And then, that his brother had also been incarcerated for many, many years. And then him having that conversation with I think it was an uncle, where he asked him, do you think that I was different or that I've changed? And his uncle saying, yes, like, there is something that you should go to see someone for, because you started being really self-centered. I don't know if he used the word narcissist, but he definitely alluded to it. I remember that episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was like he like met him kind of in a field, and he was like, Melody said that I've been acting different, and do you think that I'm different? And then we get that scene with him and his uncle when he was doing the wine event, and a lot of saying, how dare you, like, don't do this to me, like, who do you think you are, kind of thing. So we watch it with a different set of eyes and we see things differently, right? That's all I'm saying. But for you to have, put all of that information on the show, and usually when people are able to watch that back, they can say, well, damn, there is something wrong. Maybe I should, see somebody or do something to correct. And it's not, we're here, basically. We're here now, where Martell, who had previously said, I think he even said, I've never been arrested. I've never, been arrested for anything or convicted for anything. And it was something that he was really proud of. Just, if not a year or 2 years ago, he was talking about how his son would never do any of those things. Like, I don't want him to wear gold chains, big gold chains, or any of those things, because I don't even want the idea of that image for him. And, this happens to be his fate today. Did I get too deep? Sorry.
No, you made a good point. It's just a sad, because it's a generational thing going on here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, Miss LaDawn, tell me what your thoughts are about all of this.
I don't feel bad because there are consequences to your actions. There are choices, and there's also good and bad people, evil in this world. And from his history, this is not a oops, let's frame him or make him an example because he looks like a nice African American guy. This is
Mhm.
a black man that terrorizes, destroyed his family, and terrorizes women and be a bully. So I don't feel bad about locking up anybody, any color that behaves like that.
Mhm.
So I feel like I don't know exactly what it is, but
Mhm.
I hope this is the start of him paying the consequences to let him know that he ain't above the law and nobody else. He is a bully and he thinks he can do whatever he wants. He can change the narrative to fit that he's mad, so he had a right to respond like that. And yeah, he's dangerous, but that also gets you somewhere too.
Okay. All right. So you think this could be a wake up call?
Not a wake up call, but a start to the paper trail of him having to suffer some consequences for him to realize that you want to get locked up again, you better pop it off or get, I don't know, medication therapy. They've ordered those things for him and he chose not to go. He effed it off. So
Okay.
what more can you do? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't. There are just people that are just evil. What about people that go to jail at 16 years old? Or I can give you two scenarios and get out and do the same thing. What about the ones that do it 10 times? I don't know. Everybody's just not for grace. Everybody's not for sympathy or compassion. Some people just they will suffer the consequences. You reap what you sow. And I think this is what's coming back to him. Point blank, period.
You're right about that. I'm going to tell you right now. I said this the other day too in one of my videos. We are under a new planetary change where it is literally called the planet of destruction, death, and rebirth. And they said that people will be exposed, deep, dark secrets will be exposed.
Because people don't have to keep it a secret no more, Diana. They don't
People,
got to suffer in silence no
yeah.
more.
And this happens every 248 years. So right now, we are all, everybody on the planet is collectively living under this thing that happens every 248 years. We all, for whatever reason, have been chosen to live under this. Okay. And for the next 23 years, it is going to be considered the season of truth. Okay. Literally, lies will be exposed quicker than ever. People's karma is going to be coming for them quicker than ever. So just if you guys are interested in that stuff, look it up. It's the planet Pluto actually, and look up how it's attached to your particular sign. Okay. All
Mm.
right. Did you have anything else you'd like to add to this, Miss LaDawn, birthday girl?
No, I'm sick. I'm trying to save my low voice. I'm still fighting this thing.
Okay. Well, I hope you feel better.
Hmm.
Okay. Hey, Kim G, how are you?
Hi, Diana. Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me
Welcome.
up.
I appreciate you coming up. What are your thoughts on all of this?
So I definitely agree with God Bless and LaDon about, the comments that they made about where Martell is and why he's there. But I also think there's something deeper around what's happening to him. I mean, he's definitely, we all sort of agree allegedly that he's a narcissist. But this
Mm-hmm.
is I think, a little different from me. I think I see he is definitely in a spiral of loss of control.
Mm,
And when you're in that sort of spiral of loss of control, you become fixated.
mm-hmm.
And he's definitely fixated on Mel because he has lost control over her thinking, her actions, how she feels about life,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that she sort of had as a simpatico relationship with him in their marriage. She didn't, I wouldn't say it doesn't look like she catered to him, but definitely in a marriage, you know that there's compromise. You want there to be you know, a lot of goodness in your marriage. And so she probably did a lot of compromising to allow that to happen. And now she is not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this spiral, what you're seeing now, all these outbursts, you know, the fact that he is now seen as extreme harassment. He probably was doing harassment for the last 3 or 4 years. And now it's just coming to fruition, whatever you want to say. It's really very sad that he is only thinking about, you know, himself and how he can get back this control, because it does affect his kids.
Mm-hmm.
It does affect his family.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very sad for his children to see him acting in this way. And also his mom, you know, that she has now 2 boys who have criminal records, and all that she's done as a single parent to try and raise them right. He had the ability, the choices that he's making. It's just very sad to me. It's very sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh, child. I agree with you. Yeah, we got to see what happens next. Carlos King has not said anything about Martell's status on the show. He said he was saving it. He was going to say it on the stage, and he was going to leave it on the stage. But he did make it a point of saying that he believed that Martell's girlfriend came after Martell. His baby mother came after him and created a situation where he put that post on his page. That was last week, Monday, the first day of the new year. Next time we saw him, I believe it was his birthday. So just a day or two after his birthday, or him making that post, he has a birthday dinner or something with the girlfriend and with Destiny Payton, who was on the show. All of Martell's children were there. And people who are more familiar, because I wasn't as aware, but someone that came and gave me some information, like Destiny is, celebrating this birthday with Martell, and the kids are there, and they said they believed it was Melody's week, and because it was Melody's week, she would have given permission for the kids to, celebrate birthday with their dad and be with him, and so that would mean that this week is Martell's week. So if it is Martell's week and the kids, and he had gotten picked up or turned himself in, however that worked, and the children were there, whatever they may have said to them to, keep them okay. That's
He's
interesting.
gonna blame Mel.
Oh God, I hope not. I
Blames
really
her
Oh,
for
he will.
everything. He blames
I
her for
agree.
everything.
I agree, LaDon. He will. For some reason, he will figure out a way to say this is Mel's fault.
Well, he did already say it. He did say it on the show when they were in
Yeah.
the trip. He did say that. I mean, the second he said it, I had to pause the TV, rewind it, went back and listened. It was like, okay, did nobody talk about this? What the hell is going on over there?
Mhm.
And not only did no one follow up, but the way they cut it, no one even looked like they responded to it. Like, yeah, that's normal.
Him and Coleslaw really got this. I want to get revenge. I feel, like, girl, y'all did this to her. Y'all interfered in her union. Like, what is, like, it's so twisted. But
Right?
they're fixated on feeling like she destroyed them.
Yeah, I agree. I
Well,
agree.
may I ask this question?
Yes.
And for the panel also, I noticed in the last episode, it seemed like he was kind of, how can I say this, dry begging for her not to go any further. Like he wants to, like, just let's be friends. Do you think that he knew that something was coming up, that charges was going to be pending? Because he seemed like he was begging, like, I'm giving out my white flag. So let's stop.
Well, he did yell before that scene that she's trying to put me in jail.
You know what? It's very possible. That's why I was giving y'all that timeline. I was like, listen, August 22nd, then we got May, or whenever that scene had aired, maybe April, May. The tea scene,
Yeah.
Melody's tea scene. Then we get Carson Blue. Like the way, and I mean this too, the way all of this stuff happened back to back to back to back, you shouldn't want to stand anywhere near Martell. Martell is walking lightning.
That's
Okay.
right.
And I'm not even kidding. To have that happen in August, and literally, I remember reading it. I remember her. Do I even have this post still? Let me see. I'm sure I do because I keep everything. Doggone it. Where is that post? Here we go. Melody makes this post, right? August 27th, 2022. Revenge porn. Really? I pay attention to the promises, not the threats. I have 4 kids some kind of way with you. Whack. Okay. Hashtag whack. Now, I remember that. I remember thinking, why did she post that? Because they were going back and forth in that, that exchange through their stories. Martell was posting stuff on his IG stories, and in the body of his IG, Melody was responding in her IG stories. And they were really entrenched in the custody case. When she made the post, it didn't look like it connected. I shouldn't say to anything because he was accusing her of stuff, but the words revenge P, I was like, what is this? And I didn't process it. I didn't think about it again. When we get the TV show and we see that she has the tea party, we see Carson Blue. Carson Blue is recognized as hanging out with Ariane, not even 2 days after she's exposed as, an acquaintance of Ariane's. She tells a story, right? Online. And she's like, I told Melody about it. And then all of a sudden she goes away and Melody makes her speech. And I was like, I know a lot of people were mad, but in my head, I was like, what is unfolding in front of our eyes right now? Like to have all of these, it's like the perfect storm. I've never seen anyone meet their karma like this so quickly. Like people that you don't know just find you and end up on your TV show, getting a paycheck from the place you get a paycheck from. Like, it's like, damn, that man is bad news. He's bad news.
I think so, I think he thought that he could continue to do whatever he wanted and that there were no repercussions, that nobody like Mel would do anything. Like, this is probably normal behavior in his mind, nothing for her to complain about. This is what relationships are all about. This is how he is all the time. And she's like, no, not anymore. I don't have to put up with it. And he's like, wait a minute. Why are you saying that you don't have to put up with it? I think that's what that white flag was all about. Because she's like, yeah, you're a criminal. And I don't have to put up with this anymore. And I'm going to give you some due process. And I think she gave him some warnings. Look, you don't want to go here. And he pish-pawed whatever she said away because he was used to acting that way, used to having tantrums.
Not to mention those phone calls. How crazy is it that girl would tell all of her business on a phone call to a blogger?
Yeah.
Her deepest, and then say some dumb shit like, I finessed that bitch. You didn't finesse her, child.
I remember, Diana, Mel had to get a separate cell phone.
You remember
and
that,
not give
LaDon?
Mel.
Yeah.
Huh? Say that one more time. God bless. Was that
sorry? It was me.
Oh,
That wasn't me.
Okay. Sorry, Kim. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, remember that Mel had to get a separate cell phone, and she didn't want to give Martell the number.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it because he was harassing her.
Right. He admitted that he sent the text only when he did that interview after he had been saying, I only way I would do an interview is if you pay. He volunteered to do the interview and volunteered to give the business. Child. It's like there's a magnet at the jail. It's like he's a big ass magnet. There's another magnet at the jail, just like, come on, boo.
He has the ABCs of how to go to jail.
I know he can pass that test. He can't pass the open book test for that contract, for the license, but a prison test, he can pass that. This is some serious. This is why I think it's also a problem. He has a jealousy spirit. He's so jealous. I hate to say female because I hate when people put jealousy with female, but it has a lot of estrogen energy.
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to Melody and what he believed that Melody has. So when he drops off the kids, or when he see the house, or he see her going to Paris, I think it does something mentally to him. And now also coleslaw. I think they sit in the bedroom together, talk about all the things that Melody has that they should have. He wished that he still have that life. I don't think it has nothing to do with he has a deep love for Melody. I think this man is upset that he doesn't live in the same level
Look, they be
that
laying
Melody.
there. She's only going to Paris to get me mad.
I believe that, LaDon. I really believe that.
That's the whole thing.
I'm being serious. I think they do. I think that they really believe that. I think Coleslaw really believe that Melody, work all these jobs and have these businesses because she wants to upset Martell.
Mm. Listen, I'm telling you, it's a perfect storm. I think most people, when those kind of things happen like that, they would definitely work hard to get their life right. That's all I'm saying. It's like, damn, I got to get some things right. That's all I mean. I hear you, God. Okay, I hear you, Black Jesus. I see someone wrote that in the comments. If God call on Black Jesus, child, come on, let's get it together.
Get it together.
Get it together.
All on Black Jesus.
I'm
You
serious.
got all the things you're more fortunate than people that don't have the money, the resources, the people that are around you that if you're serious will help you so freely. You got more resources than the average person. There's no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that he does have people in his circle, and all of them are contributing to this madness. No one's telling him the truth. No one is saying that you are out of control. No one is saying that get it together. You have your own opportunities, move forward. No one in his circle is saying that. So he's allowed to mire in this thinking that whatever he's doing is okay.
So either Martell is under an assumed identity, or because honestly, for the last couple of days, somebody's been posting going to bat for Martell, but they keep showing up as different names. Now I have someone in the comments by the name of GRGE. So if you know something we don't know, GRGE, just you tell us the truth, and then I'll be able to move forward. But I don't understand what you're trying to say. So outside of that, the truth would be that Martell got locked up earlier today. Here's the mugshot, okay? It is still on the Madison County website. Here's a side-by-side. This is his brother.
That's so sad.
Okay, so we know that's Martell because we know his name is Martell Holt, 42 years old, just turned 42 last week, right? So yeah, this is what we see.
That's the truth.
I don't know what else to share or communicate. You have to tell me what you're talking about, okay? All right. What's up, Girlfriend Chronicles? She said that Magnet at the jail got a hook and a curve.
Not the shrimp. Shrimp.
Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm waiting to see if this person says anything else. Otherwise, I have put out the link. If anybody else would like to come up and share your thoughts, you are more than welcome.
Does his mom have, Dana, I'm sorry for interrupting. Dana, does his mom have a Facebook page? Does she do any interaction? Hotel mom?
No, I don't think she's on any type of social media. I don't think she's on any type of social media.
Okay.
So the brother went to jail. Yeah, the brother went to jail a couple of months ago, and we all saw his story play out. He was like, he was home, and Melody started crying when she saw him. And she was like, praying for you to be okay. I thought he said he got married and had a job at the FedEx. And then things just went left, child. Things just went left. All right. Well, y'all, we're still going to talk about this to see if we get any more information. I was, curious about whether or not it was going to be AC who had called. Y'all know she likes to share a lot of her life on social media when those kind of things happen. But there has not been any any comments whatsoever. This is ridiculous. Oh my God. Does anyone know exactly what happened yet? Who filed the charges? We do not know what happened. We don't know who filed the charges. We don't know the specifics around what happened or who filed the charges. That has not been revealed yet. But we do know that there is arrest. So there's going to be documents that's going to follow. And we're going to talk about it, period. It is what it is. We're going to see what comes up next, right?
Yeah, and hopefully
Yeah.
Carlos King says something. Carlos King, you can't focus, you can't hide and worry about Bravo shows without discussing the issues that you have with your own employees. This is the
Talk
time for
about Jen Shaw doing Fed time.
exactly. Thank you, Lawanda. It's just time for him to just. I don't want to hear about Jen Shaw. I don't want to hear about Simone from another show, Dr. Jackie. We want to hear about what's going
I
on,
agree,
Martell,
God bless.
and his Ike Turner moods. I want to hear
He's
that.
shuffling. He's the shuffling king.
He
Well,
is.
he's making people pay to hear what they would like for what he's going to say about him. So he said he's going to talk about it on the stage and leave it on the stage. That's how he put it. Let's see. Kevin Moore said, nothing said from the Fletcher Scotts or none of the cast friends. How many of us have them? Certainly not Little Buddy. Oh, goodness.
None. He has none.
Yep. Okay. Good. Bad Apple, you came back up. What's going on?
Yeah, I had to come back up because, and I'm glad somebody mentioned Bravo because it just came to me that among the losses that Martell has had this month, Dyana, I think it was yesterday when you mentioned that he doesn't have that Bravo opportunity anymore since it's been revealed that him and Sheree was a
Well,
business
you
deal.
know, yeah, because you got to pitch those stories and it makes you look bad. And right now, if Sheree is being considered to come back for another season, you can bet your ass they're going to bring it up. She's going to be trolled and dogged and all kinds of stuff. That's the stuff you don't want to happen. So, she has Bob as a lifeline. She brings him back every couple of months, right? And I'm sure she was probably going to do the same with Martell, child, but you can't do that when all those stories come out and it proves that your shit was fake. Especially since everybody was
Exactly.
fake in the first place.
Exactly. And I was just wondering, like, what is Sheree going to say when Kenya starts eating her up about Martell? Can't get right, Martell.
Mhm. Okay. Everybody was trying to figure it out. And Melody actually sounded like she was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Because remember when the thing happened down at what was it, Madani, and she said, Martell, if there's somebody you date and you want me to talk to him and just say, listen, I just gave you a ride to the bus stop, that's it. I didn't want anybody thinking that this meant you and I were together or whatever. And he was like, no, don't call anybody. And she was like, just in case. I don't have any problems with Sheree. She ain't never done nothing to me. I don't care. But for her to be on stage like, yeah, just so y'all know, I'm busting your ass out right here on TV. Okay. But yeah, I loved
Wait
it.
a minute, though, but on the finale, when she said, aren't you dating Sheree?
Yeah,
I was so
she sure did.
that caught me off guard because I was like, is that supposed to be a real storyline on Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Mhm, mhm,
I couldn't figure it out.
mhm. Yeah, it was supposed to be a real storyline. Listen, they crossed franchises. Sheree was on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Martell was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That was a big deal. I think that was like the first time in history or something. That was a big deal.
Yeah, but it was just for a hot second. And it was like, how many episodes ago? Like, it had to be like 8-10 episodes ago. And then out of the blue, Melody's like, aren't you dating Sheree?
But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And she probably said it because she knew she was going to bring it up. But the truth of the matter is, think about how major that was to cross franchises, especially Black franchises, and to be able to, do it again in the future. Like how much red tape had to have been, cut.
Especially with two enemy producers, allegedly, in my opinion.
They're not enemies, though.
Yeah.
They're not enemies.
Well, they're rival. They are kind of
They
rivals
are
because
rivals.
Okay,
it's a
rival.
one-sided rivalry because Andy ain't thinking about no Carlos.
He's
Andy ain't think about Carlos, but Carlos wants to be Andy.
Listen, Andy has asked for Carlos King to come back. He
Really?
has. Yes. Listen, I know there's all these rumors out there, and I've said this to y'all a couple of times, and everybody's like, I don't give a damn. Andy does not, but Andy asked, he wanted Carlos back. He wanted him back on those shows when he left. And a lot of people are saying the opposite. And I told y'all already that Candy came out and said Phaedra made that mess up on Carlos King. Candy said that. She was like, I can't believe y'all still believe that shit. That was all Phaedra. She lied, and it had nothing to do with him. And then people was, she ain't gonna keep stumping the ground for Carlos because hell, she don't like him either. But she did try to set it straight for a half a second. Then she went on about her business. I can play it for y'all. I'll put it on my IG.
Yeah, but Carlos do seem like he's in a rivalry with Andy, though. I do see him and his facial expressions and all of that, and his vein popping out his forehead, and how he goes overboard. Yeah, I feel like that's what I see, that he is
okay.
And just the way he tries to do with the reunions, like for me, he is not a good host. He's not a good host. He shows a bias in his hosting, where to me, Andy is really neutral.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets shady with everybody.
Who? Bad Apple. What TV are you watching Andy Cohen on?
No. You know what? To be honest, I don't really watch it like I watch Love and Marriage. Okay. Like I just catch
Andy Cohen starts whole wars over there on Bravo. He is absolutely biased. He will bring one person on. He just Saturday or Sunday after Married to Medicine, which was it was fantastic. But just Saturday, he's sitting here talking, or Sunday, he pits people against each other purposely. And then those fake callers, when he reads the cards, those are stuff that his producers write out to start, keep the crazy going. That ain't.
Well, you be having a tea, huh? Like,
child,
I didn't know that.
Watch one episode. What is his name? I think it's Mr. Housewives. Mr. Housewives. He is on IG, and I think right now he has a podcast. He used to do TMZ. Anyway, he called in and asked Kenya a question. I forgot what the question was. I have to look this up and I'll show y'all. But he asked Kenya a question. He said, I thought you could just call in and ask the question, but they actually tell you what to ask.
Oh.
So when the callers are calling in, a producer will say, this is your question, because they want to make sure that they can keep people at the right temperature. Okay. Everybody should stay at a simmer or a full raging boil. That's it.
Oh, wow.
But do you think it's strange though that Carlos, like he would do his podcast and he would discuss Bravo shows, but he doesn't invest that much energy in his own shows, like Bella Collective. He doesn't invest that much energy on that show. And that's something that he created. I just don't understand, why would you give Andy all that energy? And Andy didn't even give you he doesn't do the same for you. I just don't understand that.
I understand. I mean, I have a different perspective, but I respect what you guys are saying. My job isn't to change your mind about it. For me, this is just my personal opinion. If I help build an empire like Carlos King helped build an empire, that is Bravo, I would let everybody know it every day of the week. That's me. Even if I left and whatever's going on, I still would want you to know that I didn't just show up from the ground. I literally came from a place where I did something. That's me. But I understand that not everybody feels that way. His relationships with them, what we see on Bravo right now, Carlos was very much a part of building a billion-dollar empire. Multi-billion, not just billion, multi-billion-dollar empire. So I don't know. I don't think that you should, just say I'm done with that and I don't do that anymore. He helped put that network on the map.
I know, but he looks like he has resentment and he's groveling like me. I
You
don't even
know what,
watch them
LaDawn?
shows no more. You know what
I
I
think
mean? I'm not interested in them shows no more over there at Bravo. It just turned me off. I don't know. But
Everybody looks the same.
what Carlos is doing, I think he should have a little bit more oomph with it because he's looking like he's more resentful and groveling and throwing like hate shade because of. I'm just feeling like it's coming from a different angle, and I'm all for Carlos representing what he started and what he's now got going on his own to shine
So,
and show him that way than to keep looking like a hater to me.
so
no,
this
I think the reason why he's doing that is because those shows have a larger audience and he is trying to build up his YouTube channel.
Okay, and you're right. That's part of it, but he also has relationships with it. Everything you just said right there was right. Someone said that I thought Bravo was big before Carlos got there. No, the biggest show that they had, and still today, the one with the highest ratings of all time ever in history, is Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Carlos was actually the producer on that show for the biggest ratings ever in history. I think it was
Wow.
8-something million. And till this day, not one show over there has broken that record. So that is a major deal. That's a big feat. So I do think that he is trying to get the Bravo people that follow the Bravo world to also recognize that there is an own world. I do think that. I think that he just loves the reality TV game because he's in it. I think that he knows that his shows has a lot of controversy around it. And hell, we can barely take the reunions because we're like, listen, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, right? We're all bitching
Right.
about what's going on over there with Tisha. I did get a chance to see his after show after the reunion, and he was like, people think that I'm taking up for, well, that's because you are.
Oh my God.
You are taking up
Right.
for Tisha. You didn't even realize, and I mean, you're so connected with that side that you don't realize when you're shutting people down. Stormy stopped talking. I wish she would have continued, but she stopped talking about it. It's all over the place now. I would hope that next time around you are able to be a little more open to what's going on. Tisha lies a lot.
Yep.
That's why I called today's video. All,
Yep.
all liars lie. All
Yep.
liars lie, child. Why do they lie? I don't know. They're liars. Nobody knows why a liar lies. Somebody had posted in the comments. I went back to read it. It said she's a fat Faison lie from what was his name? Cat Williams. He said, if you say otherwise, that's a fat Faison lie. And I was like, damn. That's accurate. A fat Faison lie is accurate. But it is what it is.
Diana, I could see also him invite the rest of this tour. So I don't know if he's going to do more live shows, but I could
Mhm.
see him doing it with Phaedra, with Nene, and the other cities. So yeah,
Mhm.
he's got to keep those relationships alive because
I
he
get that
needs them
I get
to
that part.
build to build his whatever is next for him. Like he's built those relationships too. I see him probably having one of them, Atlanta will probably be a tour stop and
Mhm.
he'll have somebody from that show or more than one person from that show be on his live road show as well.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's taking it on tour. So he's starting with Huntsville. He's going to move around city to city and do discussions. So he's doing, if you guys are paying attention, he's doing his own little BravoCon, but he's doing a tour from city to city as opposed to hosting it in one area and then inviting all the ladies. Also, the Bravo stars aren't his stars, but he is going city to city doing his tour. Let's see, because he'll do I guess Alabama, right?
I would love her on the
Now he
time.
has had some Love and Hip Hop interviews as well. He's
He's
had
done all
Basketball
of them.
Wives interviews.
He's done
I
all
would
of them.
love her on a thon. I would love that.
You would love an onathon?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I would love it too. I'm okay with it. I'm
I
telling you
would
now.
love to see what they gonna bring. I want to see the whole thing. The whole thing. I would love it.
I think it would be cool. I agree. I agree.
All of them together and see how they. Oh,
And
yeah.
Carlos still wants to be Andy. It's up to it's what you guys would like to
It's
believe.
enough room. It's enough
Mhm.
room, and that's what Carlos need to own more in on. Make your lane now. It's enough room.
What's up, Tweety Bailey? How are you?
I'm amazing.
Good. First time to the panel. Welcome.
Thank you.
What you got to say, child? Happy New Year.
To you too. To you too. Blessings to all of you. I've been a fan since day one.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I love this. You're actually the only ones I follow.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. You're welcome. So Love and Marriage Huntsville, I want to go back just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one, when you all were talking about the reunion, I don't think Carlos is as aware as when he's asking questions and not allowing others to actually get out what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I do think sometimes he takes sides
Mm-hmm.
because he just wants the tea to be spilled, but he's not. It's not like we're not getting the reunion is supposed to be overall everything, you know what I mean? Talking about everything that's happening and bringing it to a close. We
Mhm.
never get closure behind it, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a reunion part 3. We never get closure because no one never finished their sentence, or he allows one to talk more than the other, where we can't come to like a full understanding of the whole situation.
Let me ask you a question. Would you
Mhm.
want to see something like the way Andy did the Robin and Juan thing, where you just invite Martell up to discuss it?
Mm,
Would you be interested in that? Like,
with Martell, I don't know.
listen,
Um,
he's going on this tour. He's starting with Melody. He said it was going to be televised, so there's going to be own network cameras there, or his cameras are there, and they're going to put it on the show or on
mhm.
own. So we know that. But if people want to know what's going on with Martell, do you feel it's would be something Andy would do? One of my people went to jail, like a Jen Shaw, because he tried to do an interview with Jen Shaw. The problem is she wanted an outrageous amount of money. He just said that the other day. She wanted an outrageous amount of money. And he said, no, I'm not doing it. And he said, if I would have brought her on, she would have lied anyway. This is his exact words. If I would have brought her on, she would have lied to me anyway, because she ended up, she was saying she was innocent all the way till she went to the courthouse that day. And then she pleaded guilty. So he was like, it would have been a waste. I'm glad I never talked to her.
Yeah.
We did all that interview. Do you think that Carlos King should be on the phone with Martell right now saying, we need to have you do a special to explain why you went to jail?
Yes, because a lot of the time Martell tries to.
And then I have another question for everybody on this panel.
Yes,
I just think
because that's what we've been
Yeah, I
asking
think
for
if he's just
Carlos
caught off
to do,
guard.
to
Yeah, I
furnish
just think
people
if
on his show.
Yeah, I think if Martell's caught off guard, where he doesn't have time to think, and Carlos just calls him, be like, man, and go live and be like, hey, man, what happened? You know what I mean? He don't really have time to make up a story,
So
Well,
you
he's
want him
gonna
to
lie
go live
anyway.
on his YouTube or something?
Well, that's true. He
I
might
think
lie
he's gonna
anyway.
lie anyway, but I think Carlos
Oh,
still
that's true.
should still do
Put him
it.
on blast.
He still should put him on blast. He still should do it.
Yeah.
We want him to ask those questions to them to see what the reaction is. And half of the time, we're critical thinkers, so we get what's the real, but we still want to see them do it themselves.
Okay, so here's
Show them who they are.
Here's the next question. Again, I'm just asking because if you follow me, Tweety Bird, you said you follow me from the beginning. You know that I always say that Melody's really smart. I think Melody's really smart.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think a young woman. She handles herself in ways that I've never seen. Like, you got to be grown to get to of thinking. When I think it was Nell Fletcher when she did her interview, and she was like, Melody has always been who you see. Like, this isn't something that people made up. Like she said, I remember trying to tell her you should stay with Martell, and she was like, I'm not old like you. I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
She was like,
She's not doing it. Yeah.
and I was cracking up thinking, she was like, I'm done. I don't care what we have, but I will not keep myself in this situation. And I was like, I mean, that takes a level of self-preservation, and like to have 3 babies, have another one on the way. All of those things that we as a society, we're taught to fear. Like, you don't want to be by yourself. You don't, get this out. All of those things, your family telling you that, telling you,
Yeah.
for her to just be like, I don't give a damn, and I'm gonna do it.
But that's gonna say she's too strong and too confident. Well, see, the one thing, like R. Kelly said, when a woman's fed up,
Yeah.
especially a Black woman, you can't tell her nothing, and don't let her have the smarts and the wits and the confidence about herself and know who she is. I've been in her situation, so I totally understand how she moves, and I totally applaud her because she's on a big platform where everybody watching her while she's making these decisions.
And
But it's not
in front of everybody, in front of
everybody,
the world, and not know if people were going to applaud her
or talk against her like they have.
Exactly. And she still
I get it.
didn't give a damn. That says something. So when you guys say, because I just saw a comment that says, Carlos can't stand Melody. Carlos can't stand Melody. Why do you think Melody would keep herself in a space? If she left her husband, why do you think she would keep herself in a space where she is not wanted with an employer, especially when she's making her own way?
Because she's secure. She's secure in who she is and what she brings to the table, and her abilities to do, to make lemonade out of whatever lemons are thrown her way.
Exactly what I was going to say. She's going to continue to use the platform. That's exactly what I was going to say. Because if Melody leave the show, ain't nobody going to watch.
Okay. So I'm just
asking. Carlos knows that.
Oh.
Carlos is well aware that Melody is basically the show.
Yeah.
Okay. But you think she would stay in a space where she's not wanted?
I don't think she'll stay in a space where she's not wanted. I don't think Carlos, I actually think that he really likes her over everyone, because if you look and see, whenever they're doing something, Carlos King is always in the mix when it comes to Melody stuff, promoting her stuff.
Okay.
I haven't really seen him do that with any other cast members.
I think Mel is, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. I think she knows how to adjust very well. I think she knows how to work with all kinds of people. I think Mel knows how to maneuver around indifferences for the greater
and she don't
cause.
care if those folks like her or not, because they can't make any decisions where she is concerned. They don't write no checks.
I think if he didn't like her before, I think now that the chips are falling and people's true colors started showing, I think he's starting to kind of secretly admire her now.
Yeah, me too. I believe so too.
I don't think it's secret though. He definitely admires and respects her, but liking her is a whole nother story. Like, you don't have to like somebody that you admire. You can admire them as a person, as a business person, as a you can admire their style, you can admire their beauty, whatever, but that don't mean you like them.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'm just curious. Y'all know I like to dissect things, and I when I'm watching, I'm always like, ooh.
Look at Tisha. Tisha completely admires Melody. She hates her, but she admires her.
I think Tisha just hate everybody, because that child, Tisha, she's all over the place. I mean, even when I was looking at the reunion, how she attacked Stormy actually didn't even really say anything. She got 2 words out, and Carlos wasn't even talking to Tisha, and she asked a question to Stormy, and Tisha automatically went off.
That's because
You know, and then her husband,
Tisha can't remember the script that long. You know that girl kind
I
of
was like,
slow,
what are you
in my
doing? Why are you
opinion.
attacking her? Yeah. I was so confused by that whole scene. Like, why are you attacking her? And she didn't even say nothing negative about you. And you coming at her crazy, then your husband backing you up, talking about, you know, she ain't gonna stop talking. She didn't even say anything. She said absolutely nothing. Nothing negative. She got 2 words out, you
Right.
know? And so I'm just like, but my thing is, I was mad that Carlos didn't stop Tisha and let Stormy answer. Because, like, if you were really listening, Stormy didn't even say anything but, hey, you know, I
Yeah,
don't got
but
nothing but love. I'm cool.
she should have made it that she should have said what she wanted to say. I would have cut him right off and
Yeah.
said what I was gonna say.
But
Okay,
she didn't
I
want to be
wouldn't have waited.
confrontational. And her husband was telling her, just let them talk. Because obviously they want the floor. They need the floor. Because Tisha's coming for everybody. She's showing her whole behind this
And
season. She's just showing everything.
this was Stormy's second reunion.
Mm-hmm.
The first time she wasn't even on the stage for the full time. So the last time she was on, they brought her on for a hot second and then took her back off. This was her first time being up there for the full time.
The whole time.
Probably just trying to see how things work. And it
I don't care, Diane. I'm gonna tell you like this: the next one, when her mama get on that stage, I want to see the same energy that she had for Tisha that she gonna have for Mel,
Oh, right.
composing herself and not getting out of pocket.
So let me
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Let me stop myself and say this. I gave y'all a review this morning. I already told y'all that I thought that Stormy was in her feelings from the time she came on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So we
you
saw
could
that.
You could be a punk and let Tisha say all of that lying stuff to you, and I don't want to get there. I don't want to go low, but you'll go low with Mel.
Well, I think it's a different relationship with Mel than it is with Tisha. She don't really care for Tisha like that. You know what I mean? But with Mel, they had some type of a relationship, some type of friendship. So Tisha was just running her mouth. I think Tisha just got displaced anger. Now she's just coming for everybody because she don't want to deal with she's coming to the reality about what her husband's doing. But so she has displaced anger. So nobody really cares. You know what I mean? We already know, whatever. But I think with Melody, it's a little bit deeper than that. You know, if I have a friend and my friend do something to me and then I have like an acquaintance, my acquaintance is not going to affect me like I would a friendship because I care more about it. I have some kind of feeling towards that. So that's why Tisha, she's probably just letting go ahead and talk. Don't nobody really care. I'm not even gonna put no energy towards this. But I think she really wants a relationship with Mel, but they need to squash whatever it is that they're going through and they don't know how to squash it.
Right.
And she's gonna be more emotional.
I don't understand that because on that reunion stage, the first reunion she had, she said that her and Mel were developing a friendship. She didn't say they were friends. She specifically said they were in the process of becoming friends. So I really
didn't Mel use her house for the video?
It was just
but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean they friends.
Oh, well, they said they were friends before. She was, you know, he and ha and bringing her stuff and flowers and all that, you know, when we first met her. So I thought they had some kind of.
That was the way.
Yeah, that was on Mel's part. Mel did that.
Oh, got it.
Mel brought her flowers. Mel asked her to use her house for her video or whatever. I think Melody thought they had more of a friendship than Stormy felt like they had. And that's why, you know, when you say Stormy was, you know, really trying to be friends with her, it didn't really seem like it to me because she sat on that reunion stage and said, we're developing a friendship. We're getting to know each other.
And before that, remember, she sat down with Mel and said before she even got on the show that my mother didn't like you.
Not that I did.
She did.
So they were having conversations at her house with her mom and them about Mel before she even got on the show.
No, I don't think she said it before that. I think that Melody had come on in that second season after everything went down on the not second season, but in the 6th season after everything went down on the internet, when they sat together at that, I don't know, they went to get smoothies or something.
Yeah.
That's when Stormy said, I didn't know, and that my mother is separate. Melody said, I already been through it with the mamas and I'm not doing it again. You and I can just be cordial because if I would have known what I know now, I wouldn't have with you like that. Okay. So
and she asked her, did you know your mother wasn't failing me before XYZ. And she said yes.
Okay. Okay. So, but it wasn't at the beginning though. It was
No.
after everything went down.
Right. But she already had, it was still in there.
And she said, I came to your house. I was picking up your son. I was talking to your mom. We was having.
And you knew. And that's why I said that I can't rock with Storm because she's really good at being phony.
Okay. Okay. Well, child, we are going to see what happens next on this show. I hate to have conversations where I put Melody on an island by herself because it's not it doesn't feel safe to be on an island by herself. And then when I say that she's smart, I'm always well, hell, is that a smart thing to do? Is that a smart thing to do, to keep putting yourself in situations where you're on an island by yourself? I'm hoping.
I don't think she has a choice though all the time. I don't think she always has a choice.
For me, when people are like, it's a crazy work environment, things like that, I'm always like, well, you only on the set for whatever many hours and then you go home, because she already says she's not really friends with anybody, but it puts people in the state of mind on the show who's watching the show that she's in danger. I don't see her as in danger, but people do, and it makes
a lot of people do think like that, Diana, but she lets it be known. I'm not affected like that. I got this, y'all.
But when I talk to y'all, I be reading these comments like, well, damn, what did I miss? I'm so confused.
Mel got this.
Okay. All right, then. I feel like she got it too. I'm always like, well, damn. She says she ain't friends with them. They cordial. They show up for shows. She goes home, and I enjoyed season 6B. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good season. I enjoyed it. I'm actually okay with her being cordial with the rest of them, and I'm okay with her saying what she got to say to them when they cross her. It is what it is. Y'all can all get it. I'm not going to spare anyone's feelings, and I think that's where she is. And we saw that when she went to the spa with Kimmi and Tisha. She sat right there. Yeah. Now, Kimmi has come out since and was like, I don't know where that conversation came about, and we ain't never said that. I'm like, well, you said something funky, because Melody was posting that on her IG all day. She said, I ain't been.
I gotta say this.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta say this.
Yeah.
I gotta say this. Kimmi hates Mel.
Okay.
Because Kimmi wants Martell and Mel is still around. She ain't gone nowhere.
Oh my gosh, I can't breathe.
I really feel like Kimmi is no longer attracted to Maurice.
Okay.
And that is what's wrong with her libido. That's what I feel is wrong with her libido. He done turned her off because she has realized that she married a couch potato.
Oh Lord.
Like, seriously, he don't turn her on no more like he used to. And she really, I don't care what nobody says, Kimmi wants Martell. You cannot tell me any difference.
You might convince me there, Bad Apple. You might get me there. You might convince me there, Bad Apple.
That's absolutely the reason why she cannot be supportive toward Mel. She can't stand Mel. She don't like Mel. She's always being catty and shady toward Mel. And she wants Mel to, go on somewhere so she can risk it all.
No, not risk it all. Okay, Chuck.
Yeah.
You know what? I've heard her. She does give Martell the best compliments. This one lives in my head rent free when she said, and this is what I mean when I say that people be like, he's a really nice guy. Kimmi, everybody who loves and respects Kimmi when she was, prior to what happened this season. But I remember her saying, Martell is really a nice guy. He's just a nice guy. I don't know how to describe it. And then she said, I remember driving home one day. Martell was driving down the street and he saw me taking out groceries out of my car. He pulled to the side of the road, got out, and took her groceries in the house and then left. And that was she was just like, he just does things like that all of the time. And I remember thinking, especially after when she said she couldn't get Maurice or Monster to help her. I was like, that's probably the shit that she be thinking about when she's like doing stuff. Like, oh, I can't get any help from
Yeah.
these men in this house. You know, because Marceau, or not Marceau, excuse me, Maurice thinks that's woman's work. That's what you should be doing. Just a little
Right.
thing. And then in the confessional, when he was like, oh, now I get it. I understand what you mean when you say handyman. Because she's like, I feel like I'm on my own, even though you're here. Anyway, I don't want to dissect anything else Kimmi got going on. My brain, it's almost bedtime, and I don't want that on my mind. I messed myself up talking about that mess.
Yeah, she a lot.
Yes, but I just had to get that off my chest. Yes, you can't convince me otherwise. She'll risk it all if Mel wasn't around.
Okay, child. Listen, I appreciate every single one of y'all. We've been on for about an hour 30. So I appreciate every single one of y'all coming over, us chit-chatting about this reality TV star who got himself put in a pokey this afternoon.
And the clanker.
Yep. Got himself over there in a pokey with his brother. And he is, you know, he's out now. The specifics around who filed these charges, we do not know as of yet. I don't know as of yet. But when I find out, I will definitely be sharing. And what we found out also is that it said that it was a closed disposition, which I'm not really sure what the language is on that. Someone read it earlier. I forgot who read that. They read it, but I will find more about that as well, and then give that to you guys tomorrow. But that's pretty much it, y'all. Y'all have been great. I appreciate you, Tweety Bailey, for coming up as a newbie, and to all of the panelists who came up and helped me do this show today. Thank y'all for being so smart and sharing your opinions. That's
Good
all.
night, y'all.
Yes, thank
Happy
you.
birthday, LaDawn. Feel
Thank
Thank you,
better.
Diana.
Thank
And y'all
you.
take it easy. Enjoy your night. Have a good night.
Thank you, Bad Apple. You too, okay? Thank you
All
to all of my mods who hung out with me tonight on this chat on a school night of all things, okay? I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you to Rick thank you for that Cash App, boo. I appreciate you. Thank you for blessing me as always. And to all of you, I appreciate y'all as well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, share the video as well. Okay. And I will see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye.